There are certain rules that one must abide by in order to successfully survive a horror movie.
I met this 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play? They're here.
Welcome to the Horror God.
What's up, horror fans? How we doing? Happy New Year. It is 2026. Gary?
Yep, so this is, I guess, season 2.
Hey, season 2.
Yeah, how do you think season 1 went?
Shite.
Me too. No, I'm kidding.
Season 1 was pretty good.
Yeah, finding our feet, but we got
Finding
there.
our feet, yes.
And going into 2026, we've just decided that we are the number 1 horror podcast.
Yes, this is the horror movie podcast for those who understand
Scottish accents.
Scottish accent.
Yeah, that's our new catchphrase.
Yeah. What did you do for New Year?
I had a wee house party that you were at.
Was that it? Yeah. What time were we? We were the last two standing.
Or sitting.
Or sitting.
We had too many whiskies until 6:30 in the morning. Side note, I had put the mics on charge in case we wanted to try and do a drunk podcast.
That's right. Oh, no.
So we've came back. By the time this episode will have released, we will have also done our first secret cinema of 2026 as well. So
yeah, for those listening who are able to come to the secret cinemas, get yourself along because it is such a good night. Obviously, there's people out there who can't make it because they are perhaps listening from abroad, etc. But if you can, get yourself along. We're in the old hairdressers pretty much every month, and will be for the near future. You don't know what the film is until you get there, and then we open up the podcast afterwards and talk about it, and then we have a lot of audience interaction. So it's a good night, and we tend to get some beers afterwards.
Yeah, and if you want to make our New Year a special one, you can do us a massive favour. I'm going to mention this right at the start of the episode, is leave us a review on Apple or Spotify. It stops us being murdered and people will find us, and it'll help keep the podcast alive. So, and it helps spread the word about us as well and grow our listeners. So we'd really appreciate that. So you can literally do it as you're listening. So please do.
Can I do it?
Aye, you do it. I'm leaving that in. That's what it's came to, is the co-hosts have to leave a review.
Is it that? Have we got any?
No, yeah, we've got a few. Got a few. I'm joking. But let's get us to I don't know. Let's get us to 50 reviews by the end of 2026.
That'd be quite good to be target.
Yeah. Anyway, what are we reviewing today?
So we're reviewing 1998's Blade.
Yes. This was your pick?
This was my pick, yeah. This was my pick.
And I guess I can say just now, I think it's a nice follow-on from End of Days, because End of Days is kind of action horror. This is a little bit of action horror, and our next episode after this is Resident Evil, again action horror. So we're kicking off 2026 with some action. Yeah.
So this is 4 years before Resident Evil.
Mm-hmm. Resident Evil's better though. I'm joking.
That's wild thinking about that, actually.
Yeah. Because it feels like this feels really old compared to Resident Evil. And it's just funny how it's like 2002 seems like yesterday. Yeah. 1998 seems like...
Yeah. And this is the film that sort of kickstarted all the kind of Marvel stuff, wasn't it? I think they put a lot of money into this film because I think they were going to go pretty much out of business.
Mm-hmm.
And this sort of reinvigorated them. And then, they say this is a sort of the film that kind of saved them. Much as maybe that the, New Line Cinema is they call it the house that Freddy built. This could be the house that Blade saved.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they'd sold off they sold off their X-Men, their Spider-Man, and that. So this was kind of them saying what they could utilise that they still had in the bag, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When did you first see it?
So I actually got a note here that I can't really remember my history with this film, but anytime I've put it on, I've never been disappointed by it. And I think that's a really good kind of relationship to have with a film. Like, I mean, there's some flaws in the CGI and stuff like that now, but it's a solid film still. Performances are great. Wesley Snipes was great in it. When I was younger, I thought it was the coolest film ever. Like, I thought Blade was cool. I thought Frost was cool. Whistler was cool. The music is awesome. Yeah, I just think it's a solid. And I did find it kind of scary. I found the vampires. I found Frost quite scary when I was younger and things like that. He was quite intimidating with this coolness though. Also,
he's cool, isn't he?
Yeah, I also thought the kind of like mafia round table with the heads of the vampire government, I guess, were quite sinister as well.
Udo Kier.
Passed away this year, didn't he?
Yeah.
Who also was in End of Days.
Aye. Yep.
So 2 films in a row with Udo.
Yep. Yeah, I guess Frost is so cool in this film. It's an amazing performance by Stephen Dorff.
Underrated actor.
I think he is underrated, yeah.
I also don't think he's picked his films that well.
Aye, I think so, yeah. Yep. There's a film I saw I don't know, maybe about 20 years back. I cannot even remember the name of it, but I just remember watching it because I'd seen Blade and things, and I thought he was pretty good in it. But in this, he's just so cool. He's got a cool ass haircut in it as well.
Yeah,
you know, like you said, every character who sort of represents the different elements of the film are just so fucking cool.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it's slick. I think that's a good word for it. It's a very slick film.
Like you said, like, you know, anytime you've watched it, you've not been disappointed. So, like, do you know what? Actually, this might explain my lack of note taking for this. I think when I put this on, because I think we originally were supposed to do this episode months ago, and I think when I put it on, I was just like, I'm going to do my notes after I watch it, and I just sat and watched it because I didn't want to like start.
Yeah.
That may be one of the reasons. Yeah, I just found myself completely engrossed in it and not disappointed at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I first seen this probably 98, 99, but I saw it on a dodgy DVD, would you call it?
Probably DVD then, yeah. It's kind of in the middle between VHS and DVD, isn't it? Did you go up the Barras to get it? Were you in
Someone
the
did.
Yeah.
Somebody must have went to the Barras.
The Barras is our like city centre market, which used to have like bootleg DVDs, VHS, porn mags, jewellery.
Yeah, everything, the whole shebang. It's funny when I said, you know, would you call it a dodgy DVDs? Because I'm like, now it's like, you know, you say it a dodgy stream and all that. So me saying dodgy DVD is like kind of foreign to me now.
Yeah, like I remember watching like a dodgy DVD or dodgy VHS. And
pirate, that's what you would call
pirate.
it.
With the pirate copy. And you'd be watching it, and then somebody would just stand up for a pee in your film because somebody was up the back videotaping. I mean, that's not even recording with a camera up the back. You just see people get up for a pee during the bottom of your screen.
Yeah, I watched it with my wee mate, wee David. The two of us were just like, "Fuck, this is amazing." I mean, I guess we watched it at his mum's, and it was like I didn't know what size of TV it would have been, but not a big one.
Yeah.
But, and then as soon as that, you know, that intro happens, you're just like, holy shit.
Yeah. Well, before we get into that, I said I would take this synopsis.
That's right, so you did.
Because I think I've just got the perfect, like, do you know how to explain a good movie badly? Right? Okay. A half vampire tries to kill his soon-to-be stepdad and his pals. I mean,
done.
I mean,
that's you hit the nail on the head there, aye.
Hit the nail on the head. Is that fun? Don't know. But yeah, so we've got Blade, who is half human, half vampire, and basically he goes in a search for vampires and takes them out one by one until he comes across Deacon Frost. or Deacon Frost's henchman, I should say. Quinn gets away and he follows him to the hospital where Quinn injures Nurse Karen. Feels a little bit guilty, and Nurse Karen, we see the world through Nurse Karen's eyes, and we're opened up into a world of vampires that Blade is trying to take down.
You better wake up. The world you live in is just a sugar-coated topple. There is another world beneath it. The real world.
For thousands of years, they have existed among us.
You keep your eyes open. They're everywhere. Chances are you've seen them yourself and didn't know it.
A secret nation.
Our livelihood depends on our ability to blend in.
With a lust for power.
We should be ruling the humans. These people are our food.
They've got their claws into everything. Politics, finance, real estate.
There's a war going on out there. He makes the weapons. I use them.
Now, one will lead them to conquer mankind.
Tonight, the age of man comes to an end.
We're gonna be gods.
And one will try to stop him dead.
There are worse things out tonight than vampires.
Like what?
Like me.
Including his soon-to-be stepdad. So, yeah, let's get into it. I'll kind of go first this time. I kind of want to just talk about the world building. David S. Goyer. David S. Goyer is the writer. People will know him from Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, Hellraiser, a little kind of supernatural film called Unborn that I remember liking when it came out. But I read...
He was a writer as well, a comic book writer.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. Maybe he might have started there.
Well, that is interesting because I read somewhere that in the original Blade comics, Blade was human. And it was only after this film that the comics started to make him half human, half vampire. So I think this was written into this script.
Okay.
Not the comics. I could be wrong, but I did hear that. But the film wastes no time in setting up the world. So we have this fast car ride to the club. There's then the music, Operation Blade, Public Domain, this electronic. I mean, everybody knows it. It's iconic. On you go. Do you want to say a bit more on that?
What's better? That or Mortal Kombat? If you put those two together, that, you know, like obviously when Mortal Kombat opens, it just opens up with the but it's like the sort of, you know, the symbol. Whereas here you've got the intro is the music's playing as they go in.
Yeah, you just hear the beat.
And then it's when the camera pans up to see Blade when he's there, that sort of like
the music kind of dies out. Once you see Blade, it's when the sprinklers come down.
Yeah,
so it builds up to there.
Aye.
I would actually say I prefer the Mortal Kombat theme. I think but what I'd love to do now is take that scene from Blade and cover it with the Mortal Kombat tune to see if that works.
We should do that after this. We should do it after we film this. We record this. We should do that. Aye, yeah, that'd be cool.
But when that music drops, and so does the blood. And that's like almost a horror. So like tonally in this opening scene, it really sets up the tone and the energy and basically how to watch the rest of the film, because yes, it's a great opener. It's probably the best of the full film, to be fair, is the opening. But I'm not saying that the film dips after this, but it's a really, really strong opening.
And you've obviously got the Poundland Bill Paxton in there as well.
Yeah, totally. I really wish it was Bill Paxton, because then you've got like him in Aliens, Predator, Blade, and I've missed one. Terminator as well.
Yeah, but anyway, the guy who the vampire leads into the rave, and he's obviously, you know, he's totally out his depth. And it's quite funny just like watching him trying to have a good time, and he obviously has no idea that, you know, there's vampires all around him, and it's like women kind of push him about a little bit and kind of rough him up, and he's just like caught like a deer caught.
I think he thinks it's like, because he doesn't go, what the fuck? I think he's a bit taken back, but
Yeah.
I think he's like, oh, this is a bit kinky in here.
Yeah, it's a bit risque.
I mean, I've never been to the big clubs in Germany, in Berlin and that. I feel like this is what they'd be like.
Probably that's what he feels like. He's like, oh man, I've hit the jackpot here.
Yeah.
So it must be quite intimidating, but
It's a freezer, and then the door opens into it, and then all the blood comes down. Do you think, 2 questions, I guess, do you think that's human blood? Because it's in the back of like a butcher's factory, so it could just be like cow blood.
Could be.
And then it begs the question, could they get like drink cow's blood and be okay? Or do you think that's like part of their, it smells like blood, but it's not going to actually cure my hunger?
It's like a starter for them. It's like just to get them the juices flowing.
Or do you think another way to look at it is it's a human freezer?
Yeah.
Because you don't actually really see the body, I don't think.
Yeah.
It could be a cover.
You might be the first person in the world who's ever asked that question on that topic.
Maybe.
Could be.
I'll contact my mate David and see what he was writing.
Freezer, is it cow's blood or is it human blood? Well, maybe Gary.
Also, though, when we say how cool is the opening of Blade, everyone thinks of this scene. When MD mentions Blade,
oh yeah,
this song, that scene is what first comes to mind. But actually, there's an opening before this.
Yeah.
And it's the birth of Blade.
Yeah.
So what do we think of that?
What is Blade's name?
I don't know, it probably is mentioned.
Christopher?
That sounds like it could be.
She says it at the end, but does she say it at the start? That way she's sort of looking when Blade's been taken away after she gives birth to him.
Eric.
Damn it.
It is, it's Eric. Now I've seen that.
Look at Christopher Free.
Eric Cross Brooks is the
He's got a pretty good name as well then.
It is Eric, yeah.
Eric.
But I think like I'm saying it, like, the whole dance rave scene really sets up how to watch the rest of this film. And actually the cold open where she dies giving birth to Eric, it's quite a sad kind of like scene. It almost feels quite a grounded scene, like compared to the rest of the film. The rest of the film's quite stylistic and cool, and we said slick as well. But this feels quite dirty, grungy type horror at the start there.
Which there aren't elements of, I think.
Only one other scene that really makes me feel the same kind of grittiness, horrible kind of feel as when Frost and his gang of thugs come and beat up on Whistler.
Mm-hmm.
And that's quite a hard scene to watch, I think, compared to like the rest of it. You can watch Blade blow up vampires and chop their hands off all day long, but actually it's quite a violent scene when it happens to Whistler. And I don't know if it's because we relate to Whistler, we know he's a good guy. Also, it might be because he's old and they're just beating up on an old man.
Yeah. I see what you mean. I think there's definitely a comparison with both of those two scenes.
Because when they
talk about him being grounded and stuff and being like, it's a kind of grittiness as well, like the warehouse and stuff like that, and that's kind of adding to it. I think on what you said, I think there's other parts of the film that do a similar thing where it's like, yeah, it's vampires, but you've seen vampire films loads where by 20 or 30 minutes in, you're kind of like, you're bored of the kills. There's only like a certain amount of way that you can make this maybe look a bit scary. But I find the sort of, I find when Karen's co-worker dies, I think it's quite brutal.
Mm-hmm. Or when Mr. Crispy, is it when Mr. Crispy jumps up?
Aye. The blood and the way that he bites into him,
yeah,
blood just kind of goes everywhere.
It's a good jump scare as well.
It's a good jump scare as well, and it's something about when he runs away and he's still all crispy. It's quite jarring. It's quite uncomfortable.
I think. Sorry, but in there, I think when he runs away, they've maybe like put that at time and a half, like the speed.
Probably, yeah.
Just to give him that jittery,
yeah.
Because some of the car scenes when Blade's driving, it's you could just tell it's been like pushed in the edit.
Yeah.
And I think it works with the Quinn, Mr. Crispy. He's skittering down the hallway after it as well.
Yeah. But I find all those kind of scenes maybe a bit similar to what you were saying. Even I guess Dragonetti's death, the Udo Kier's got a similar.
Yeah.
It might be the scream or just the way that it's shot, where there's something quite jarring. The horror elements I find, and even Pearl's death, that squeal, that wail, and that blackness of the crispiness.
So maybe you should explain Udo's death and Peril's death.
Udo seems to be the head of the order, doesn't it? The head
Yeah.
of the council of the of vampires. There's 12 of them, and there's this sort of story throughout the film where Stephen Dorff is a sort of half breed, isn't he? He's not a full breed vampire.
Half blood, I guess, as they would call it in Harry Potter.
Yeah, he was turned vampire. He wasn't born.
So I guess, and there's 3, I guess, ways of becoming a vampire. I guess, isn't there? There is full blood, born a vampire by both parents. I guess half blood would maybe be one's a vampire and one's not, and then I guess bitten is probably the lowest of the low, right?
Probably,
maybe.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Yeah.
Or is the half blood kind of just the same as being bitten?
Because you'd be bitten, you'd be.
Because if your mum's a vampire and your dad's not, and then your dad,
born a vampire, then you would be
pumps your maw, and then you come out, would you still be a pure blood, I guess? Yes, I guess you'd still be full.
Maybe.
Anyway, Udo's death.
Could both vampires? Could both vampires have babies?
Well, a man can't have a baby,
No,
whether they're a vampire or not.
You know what I mean? Like, do they conceive?
I think so.
In this realm, maybe they can.
Yeah.
But again, we don't really know. It doesn't go into it. But anyway.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say something completely different, so it's fine.
Okay. So, Frost is sort of going through the film with this kind of wanting things to return to them being in power. They are top of the food chain sort of thing, and he wants to sort of revive it rather than being hidden away. He wants a sort of rise of the vampire, but he realizes that the council, etc., don't want this. They want to keep things the way they are, the status quo, and he's not happy about this.
Really stay hidden in the shadows type thing.
Hidden in the shadows type thing. So they kidnap Udo Kier Dragonetti and take him to a cliff and just to wait for the sun to rise. But before that, they rip out his fangs, and then they just sort of wait until things come up. CGI is a bit ropey and stuff like that.
I think it's okay in that scene. Yeah. I'm still okay with it.
Still okay with it.
And they're in motorcycle helmets and stuff like that, so that they don't get some sunburn.
Sunburn, aye. Again, there's something in it. Again, there's something that I don't know what makes it quite. And I want to say emotional.
Do you feel for Udo? And it's really interesting
Totally
because it's interesting because he seems to be a bit of a dick up to that point, but then maybe just because you're a dick doesn't mean you deserve such a horrible death, because we don't really see him as a vampire. We don't see him murder innocent humans, so we don't see him being a baddie, even though we know that's how he's surviving. Yeah. So I guess it's just because we kind of love to hate Frost. So then it could be that as well.
Yeah, it could be that, yeah.
See on that note, the film wastes no time with like the vampire lore, or here's the rules of vampires, because it kind of knows that everybody knows the main rules of vampire. And that club scene again, once we see some fangs, we're like, right, okay, they're vampires, we know the rules. Garlic, silver, sunlight, and that's it.
Head chopped off.
But what we don't get is an origin story for Blade, right? Because look at the film of Batman Begins as an origin story. You know, Spider-Man's origin story, bit by the spider, uncle gets killed. That's kind of the birth of Spider-Man. But as a superhero, we don't really get an origin story at all. So his mum is bitten, he's born, and then we jump 40 years later, and he's just like, you know, the cool kick-ass hero. And the rest of his backstory is just explained by Whistler. Just
Whistler to Karen,
And actually that kind of segment of what Whistler's saying would actually make a really cool film on its own. A young Whistler and a kid Blade.
Yeah, and it kind of maybe adds to the mystery of Blade. I mean, he is a mysterious figure, the way he dresses, etc. The big long kind of the jacket. You know, he is sort of shrouded in mystery. and he's feared by, the vampires. So that kind of goes along with Karen not really knowing what's going on throughout the film as well, and that kind of that I think keeps us engaged in the film rather than it all being kind of fleshed out at the beginning what's actually going on. Because Brood he's a sort of brooding sort of character as well, isn't he? He's holding a lot of kind of emotion. He feels pain. He's probably there's a lot of regret. Whistler goes into the whole thing about being sort of homeless and was it eating rats and stuff like that? Or
I don't know who eating rats, but it was like stealing and stuff. Yeah,
stealing and stuff like that. So it makes the character more engaging, and I think we, as the viewers, start to feel for him a bit more as well.
Yeah,
he's not just a crazy vampire killer. There's a lot more to him. He's got quite a bit of depth.
Yeah, and whereas others, like some motherfuckers, are just trying to ice skate uphill.
Some motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill. Man, some of the one-liners in this one are brilliant.
I know. That one in general just doesn't really make sense, but we all love it.
Oh man, do you know what? So it's funny. Like, if there's one guy in the history of films, right, who should have learnt his lesson after like 3 or 4 times, is that guy Quinn. Played, is it Donald Logue?
Yeah,
he's always quite a funny character. I think he's quite an interesting guy. When I see him, I'm like, there's something about this guy.
He was in he played one of the cops in Gotham TV show.
That's right.
As well. I really like him on screen.
He's great on screen. Yeah. Like, what was the TV show he was in? Like the kind of sitcom grounded for God, he was in like one of these sort of Disney.
I don't know.
I used to watch it when I was younger.
He was in the Zodiac as well. He was in Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City.
Hey!
He was in Sons of Anarchy.
Oh yeah, that's right, aye. Grounded for Life.
I've never even heard of it.
2001, 2005.
Oh yeah. But you're right, they've kind of got like I would say Blade isn't trying to kill him. He's almost like keeping him around. So, in that opening scene, he stakes him to the wall and sets him on fire.
Leaves behind a very traumatized human.
Yeah. And then I'm sure he chops off his hand. After he's woke up in the hospital. I think he does it there, maybe.
Yeah, and then it grows back.
It grows back, then he chops it off again at the train, sticks his head against the train as well. But it's as if he's just kind of keeping about. He could kill him at any point, but I think like Quinn's character is no threat to Blade, or at least Blade doesn't think so.
Doesn't think he's a threat at all.
But I think Quinn feels like Blade's a threat, because there's the part where Frost says to him, I want Blade, I want him alive. And Quinn just goes, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, fucking hell, how am I meant to do that? There's some other funny lines, like when Quinn is all burnt and he escapes the hospital, and Blade's telling Karen about the world of vampires, and he just says, you already met Mr. Crispy at the hospital as well. And then there's another funny line with Whistler and Blade. I think it's when Whistler's giving Blade the UV light,
and
Blade's like, it's still heavy. And Whistler's like, but you're so big.
Yeah, that's right.
So there is a little bit of like humour. And then when we were talking about it earlier, but when Karen's attacking Pearl with the UV light, and then Blade looks at her, and she's like, "You told me to scorch him if he moved." He's like, "He moved."
He moved.
So there is a little bit of humour in there.
There's so much humour. Joe, it's fun. I remember watching it maybe second or third time with another mate and his dad, and the bit at the end where Lamagra's there, and Blade sort of like chops him up, thinking he sort of spins round, thinking I've bet him, and he sort of comes back and looks and he sees them all kind of congealing back together.
Yeah, yeah.
And he just goes like that, kind of at the camera, just sort of whispers,
yeah, yeah.
What the fuck? I remember my mate's dad killing himself, clapping, just being like, yes, absolutely brilliant.
It's funny though, because like back when this came out, you would have totally rooted at that point, like this is amazing, but now you kind of laugh.
Oh yeah,
at it, which is a shame. Just the CGI there. Yeah, what do we think of Whistler then as a character? Like, Do we kind of like him? Like, what's our feelings with him?
Yeah, he's cool, isn't he? And he's sort of seeking revenge, isn't he, for the death of his family.
Well, that's right, because is it in this one we find that out, or is it this?
Yeah, we find out in this one, yeah.
He went out. Did he find someone alive, took them back to his house, and then he went out, and as he came back in, and the person had attacked his family or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, killed them, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's been on this sort of mission of like hunting vampires ever since.
It'd be a cool spin-off with just Whistler back in the day, before he even meets Blade.
Who would you get to play him?
A young Whistler. Depends how young.
Yeah. Great performance as well, Christopherson.
Yeah. Like 10 years ago, you could have got Bradley Cooper to do it.
Oh, yeah.
He's a bit too old now, I think, though.
I'm a bit too old now.
But yeah, I could have seen like Bradley Cooper playing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's good. And I like the scenes with him and Karen. I think there too as well. As maybe a relationship doesn't get spoken about a lot, but I like the interactions between both of those characters. And that again kind of adds to the Blade element, where he's sort of he keeps himself to himself a lot. And her kind of curiosity is someone who's been kind of dragged into this, because she does have the option to kind of leave. She can leave this, but she's like, no, I want to stay.
Yeah, we see it through her eyes. I think Karen and Whistler are both straight talkers, so she can't quite believe it yet, because in her world this isn't a reality. Whistler's it is, so he's like just hitting her with facts, and he's not trying to like beat around the bush, to like. It's obviously a lot for Karen to take in, and he doesn't care about that. He's like, look, I'm giving you the facts, either take it or leave it, but I'm protecting you by revealing this information, and you do what you want with it.
Because he does.
Here's a mace spray.
Aye, and he even gives her does he not give her a gun at some? No, I mean,
He does.
Starts saying if this, because the serum that he's given her, this Galax serum, he's basically saying if this doesn't work,
kill yourself,
because you don't want to turn into what it's going to turn you into.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. He's very blunt.
Yeah, and he's kind of raging at Blade for bringing her back as well. Like, why did we pick up strays or something? Now he says something like that.
There's a reason that I think the film alludes to of why Blade brings her back, but let's leave that just now.
That was a question I was literally just about to ask.
All right, okay. Do you want to go into it? Let's jump away, but we'll come back into it.
Jump away.
Let's go to the start. Right, cold open. Blade's mum gives birth to him.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and then let's jump a wee bit. Why then at the end, when Blade's mum is still alive, is she basically trying to fuck him? It's weird. Like when he's strapped in that thing, she's basically in his face like this, like stroking his cheek and all that. It's a bit like she's horny for her son.
Yeah, I think it's just because she's not her anymore. She's she's this demon now, where it's like.
I mean, vampires are always portrayed as horny.
Oh, fuck aye.
So Wesley Snipes was a good-looking man.
Wesley's a good-looking man, but
it's weird though.
Yeah, because she's literally, yeah.
Hence, and she's kind of dating Frost, and Frost is going to become his new stepdaddy. And Blade's not happy about that. And then his mum tries to fuck him, so then he just kills her, then goes after his stepdaddy. That's basically what happened there. But
that's basically what happens.
The reason I'm bringing up the mum there is because as Karen is attacked and she's lying in the hospital bleeding out, Blade goes to walk past her and has a flash of his mum dying.
Yeah.
He's newborn. He can't have that flash. He can't remember what his mum looks like, but somehow he remembers his mum.
Mm-hmm.
And then his mum kind of looks like Karen.
Yeah.
Unless the vampire in him
is so old, the vampire that
they can remember memories from birth.
Can remember something like that.
Some comic book nerd who we love would probably be like, it's explained in the books.
Do you think there's something just more simpler where it's like, I may be reaching here, but it's just because that he knew that his mum died giving childbirth in hospital. He's in hospital.
Could be.
This woman is lying there reaching out to him.
Yeah,
he just sees her and he just sees the mum in her. Maybe it's just something like that.
Yeah. And they've used the flashbacks so we get what's in his head.
We get what's in his head.
Mm-hmm.
And then the mum wants to fuck him. Weird.
Yeah. Okay, as to white guys, let's talk about racism.
What you call what?
Let's talk about racism.
Let's talk about racism.
Because we should totally do that. Awkward. But it is great to have a black actor as a main lead.
Yep.
Especially in 1998.
Mm-hmm.
But not only that, it's a black superhero. And not only that, it's in an R-rated film. Because everybody speaks about how Deadpool was like the first R-rated superhero movie.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, motherfuckers, please.
Motherfuckers, please.
It's Blade. But what else is really good is our second lead is Karen, who another black actor,
Mm-hmm.
and we are welcomed into the world of vampires through her as well. So she's like the fish out of water, and we understand this whole world with her as well.
Yeah, we learn with her.
Yeah,
we do.
But the film also, I would say, tackles not just racism with colour, but as you kind of alluded to earlier, with like pure blood vampires and half bloods, and if you're just bitten by a vampire, you're the worst of the worst. That is all like forms of racism and
discrimination, man. It's any forms is discriminations in the vampire ranks.
And in a way like that, like I guess I'm not saying it's the same, but Frost is kind of dealing with his own kind of sort of racism there because he was bitten as a vampire. He's not taken seriously in their society.
Yeah.
He's like looked down upon basically as well.
Yeah.
And I guess like therefore like Frost is this kind of like new rebellious vampire as well. And we do spend time with him alone.
Vampire.
What?
Like a teen vampire.
Kind of, yeah. He's kind of like the Lost Boy, I guess, isn't he, or something? But we spend time with him without Blade. And we spend time with him fighting his enemies, like Udo. So we understand his goals and motivations, which kind of keeps him like a compelling character. He's just not a baddie for baddie's sake. But what he's trying to achieve is like, humans should be slaves and we should rule. There is kind of like a Nazi kind of element to that humans should be just put in camps to be bled dry and stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of dealing with a lot more than what's kind of on the surface there.
Yeah, and I think someone on night said this about when we were done the Secret Cinema, about being like a character who in the film is like the teenager. Remember, he's the only one that's actually being authentic. He's the one who's
This is for Dead End.
This is for Dead End. We played last month's Secret Cinema, and he's kind of doing a similar thing. If you are a vampire, you're evil. You don't feel empathy. You don't feel all these kind of things. That house is basically went where, well, we are inferior to the humans in a way. We're going to hide away in the shadows. We're going to maybe do things that are diplomatic. They may have, ties to like world leaders, and it might be like this underbelly thing. Foss is like, motherfucker, I'm a vampire. I'm fucking stronger than these guys. So I want to be, the lion in the jungle, the king of the jungle, and you're kind of like, that's what you would probably do. If somebody says to you, if you're a vampire, mate, you can only do it this. You have to be a wee bit cautious because, the humans might find out. You'd be like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah. I would also say at the start when Vanessa, Blade's mum, is attacked, they think it's an animal bite. And kind of what you're saying there is the same as in like a lion doesn't question the fact that it takes down the zebra. No. And that's how Frost is thinking as well.
Which is, it's probably the most understandable thing you would feel being a vampire, I guess. Hunger. Yeah.
I say Frost hates Blade because he's jealous of his ability to like walk in the sun, I guess resist the blood as well. But what's interesting is, and I had to look it up, I'll be honest, Frost calls Blade an Uncle Tom at one point. He says, don't give me this Uncle Tom crap. It's when he's got the little girl and he throws her in front of the bus.
Is it like Tom Sawyer or something? What?
So if you call a black man, this was when I googled it, a black man Uncle Tom, a black man is considered to be submissive to white people.
Uncle Tom?
That's where it comes. I don't know where it comes from. But what I would say is, I could be wrong, but I don't think there's any black vampires in this. Kind of creates this outcast for Blade as well. I don't remember seeing any black vampires, or at least main characters.
Oh no, I don't think there's any main characters, but you've got some of the henchmen are like one guy looks sort of Native American. You get the henchman. What's his name? Greatest henchman of all time. He's in every film. Japanese.
Yeah, but I'm just in black.
Ah. I don't know what
No, there's nowhere to go. I'm just saying I think it's a deliberate choice by the filmmakers because there is that form of racism in it. So by having this like black lead and having all the vampires white, there is that clash of racism in there as well.
Okay.
And let's be honest, these vampires are whiter than white, especially when they put on that sunscreen.
Oh God, aye. Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, what's the whole thing about sunscreen? I don't like that. The whole like just putting a bit of sunscreen and you'll be fine. It's kind of.
I think they're fine for like
me.
I think they're fine for like minutes because as him and Blade are having that conversation, the sunscreen starts to run. So it gives them maybe like 10 minutes out in the sun, I guess.
Yeah.
Either that or they're walking about with the motorcycle helmets on all day long.
Yeah, that wouldn't work with it.
No.
I think one thing we should maybe talk about is the action sequences, the fight scenes, and the way they're shot in this are just brilliant. It's so quick and it's impactful, and yeah, you know, obviously I'm not a stunty or anything like that, but some of the fight choreography in this is brilliant.
I believe Blade walked so as the Matrix could run. I don't think you get the Matrix really without this. Like even things, yeah, like the fight scenes, the stunts. There's a little bit of like bullet time type stuff in Blade. Even the costumes, all the leather,
yeah,
the guns, the sunglasses. I guess even like the music, the rave scene, right? When Neo follows the White Rabbit, like they go to a big rave scene in that as well. There's also the rave scene in Matrix Reloaded.
By the way, hold on a minute. You know, you're saying that
Blade is also looked at as the one for the vampires. Neo was the one.
The one.
There's a lot of similarities there.
Eric Draven, the Crow, the long leather jacket.
Mm-hmm.
I think Goya wrote Crow City of Angels, the second one.
Maybe, yeah.
Perez, I've ever played them, but comic book, right? It'd be interesting to find out if Goya's wrote any of the Crow stuff. Because again, similar thing, the long leather jacket, the fights, the way the raves, very, very similar.
The only thing that fucks that is this came out in 1998, didn't it? The Matrix is 99, so they've already been in production. But there's so many kind of like similarities. I would say that, you know, the Matrix does it a lot better with that technology.
Oh, definitely.
Especially even just the CGI stuff there. But the Blade's also got a lot in common with like Batman as well. You know, Blade's car is very Batmobile-esque, like the warehouse is kind of the Batcave. You know, Whistler's Alfred. Like, you know, there's quite a lot of similarities there.
Alfred / Fox, making all the instruments and stuff, the weapons.
Yeah, they've just not got the money. He's the poor man.
They're skinny.
The poor man's Batman.
They're skin.
Only Blade goes out more during the day. Batman stays at home and fights at night.
Oh man, and I, you know, you kind of say that as well. You kind of feel like this is the role that Wesley Snipes was born to play. This is his probably best performance as a character, maybe.
Yeah,
in different ways.
Yeah, it probably is. I do really like him in Demolition Man.
I love him in White Men Can't Jump.
Yeah, it's very different again.
Again, very different, but
Demolition Man, I think he's hilarious in as the baddie.
Oh, aye. Yes, he's good. He's a brilliant actor, man.
Yeah.
Brilliant actor.
Yeah.
And I guess just the physicality of him in this and just the amount of work he must have put in it. And it was great to see him come back in Wolverine versus Deadpool. That was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
There is talks of them trying to get one last Blade, like Ryan Reynolds is pushing for one last Wesley Snipes Blade film. It would need to be R-rated again.
You've got to be R-rated, man. Yeah.
I think they could do it, though.
I think they could do it. But see, the other thing as well, like, we kind of we spoke about the deaths, and all, but I found so creepy was, again, Karen's co-worker, I can't remember his name, at the end when he's in that pit. Oh, he's like this thing that's just not worked. You know what I mean? But
I think he's kind of
It's like The Exorcist.
He's like a zombie, a talking
Yeah.
zombie, and it's. I might cut this part out,
Right.
but I've wrote something like a screenplay. It's vampires, and one of them gets bit by a vampire and doesn't turn and shambles out of the house, and he's a zombie. And my idea is zombies come from broken vampires,
Right,
and that's kind of what this is here
Okay.
as well. I might cut that out though because that's still
No,
that's selling
alright.
it, but.
But as a creep, it's the voice and that it's got, it's like very kind of Reagan-y. It's just this weird. You kind of get like demon-y possessed vibes from it.
Yeah.
Yes,
The
man,
makeup
it's
as well. The makeup
freaky.
looks
It's like
great.
fucking makeup's brilliant.
And it's because Karen's trapped down there, so that's what makes. Because obviously, if it was out in the open, she could just run away, but
Yeah.
she's trapped in this hole basically and can't get out, and that's what makes it. And also, at the start when they two are working on Quinn, Mr. Crispy, they've got a past.
Yeah.
She's split up with him.
Yeah.
So there's this kind of, he's a bit sleazy, but now he's like still after her
Yeah.
in this kind of prey type way as well. So there's a bit of subtext in there, which is quite awesome as well.
Yeah, man. So good.
What did you think of Krieger, the familiar?
Yeah, I was thinking about him there as well, actually, yeah. He gets slapped about, doesn't he? Blade just fucks him up.
So for those that can't remember, Karen, after getting patched up, goes home to her own apartment. She's in the lift and there's two other kind of freaky people with tattoos in the back of their head.
Freaky people.
And she thinks that they're following her back to the apartment, but they went to their own apartment. Are they vampires? Are they not? Does it matter?
She should know that was her neighbours because she's lived there before.
Yeah. But when she goes back, there's a police officer in her flat who is a familiar who is there to kill her, basically. But we then find out Blade has used it as bait and has followed her home. Big stalker.
Yeah.
And then proceeds to knock fuck out them, like throws them through the coffee table, punches them. I think he throws them into a bookshelf. Yeah, he does get the shit kicked out of him.
He does get the shit kicked out of him, yeah.
And then gets killed by Frost.
By again quite a brutal, just gets his throat ripped out, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Like, just fucking
And then like
some fucking blood just put. Then he shares that blood with his
girlfriend,
who, by the way, is one of the most annoying people in the planet.
Yeah. Kind of fancied her when I was younger though.
Yeah, a little bit, but
maybe it's just when they start licking, like tonguing each other with his blood. I was like,
but anyway, she Karen kills her, doesn't she?
Yeah. Just when we're talking about the ending there, let's talk about the CGI. Frost / what's his name?
Lamagra.
Like,
God,
the CGI there. I remember it used to look so good.
It did.
It just does not hold up now, man. It's a shame.
Has there been any restorations for Blade?
I don't know, but I don't think it would do it any justice.
Probably not, no.
But that being said, I think, like, again, going back to the rave scene right through it, like, you know, as Blade shoots the vampires and that, and they turn into that skeleton ash, I think all that looks pretty decent for the most of it. Udo's sunrise death, I think that's always pretty...
There's a nice mixture of practical effects and that
as
well to kind of create that, like, that jelly kind of, like, skin tearing kind of stuff.
And then
effective.
The other kind of CGI thing I can think of is the exploding vampires when they're injected. I think the film just slightly gets away with it because they're not to look real, they're like swelling up. Yeah. So it's like, who knows what that would look like? So you kind of get away with it a little bit.
Yeah, you get away with it. You can
so, it. Just talking about the Matrix thing there as well. In that scene where he comes in to save Karen and stuff like that, he comes in his motorbike and just smashes the place up. That feels very actiony, Matrix, going down all the corridors, just beating the shit out of people.
Totally.
Because ground floor, well, I don't know if it comes in the ground floor, but the floor that it comes in on with the motorbike, it's like familiars, it's like SWAT teams and stuff. So that's like the shootout at the bottom of the ground floor in the Matrix towards the end.
Yeah. And
then he goes up another floor, then it's like more like kung fu action.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and it's almost like these different levels. Almost like a game, actually.
Actually, yeah, kind of like the levels, like, you know, it's a game of death, Bruce Lee, but it's like he's got to go through different floors and fight a guy. So I like the big boss, can't remember which one it is. But yeah, but I mean, and we've got all those elements in the film great horror, great action sequences, brilliant characters, but the film's got a good bit of heart as well, and it's quite emotional. You know, Whistler's death is pretty emotional, isn't it? It's pretty.
Till he comes back for the sequel. Spoilers. But yes, it does. It's actually, you know, it's the first time that we see really Blade show a bit of emotion. And let's be honest, it is his father figure, even though the two of them have a bit of kind of like banter and pretend that these are manly men.
Yeah.
But there is that case of like, I'm losing my dad here and I need to stay strong, and he wants to put himself out of his misery, and I need to like do that. And it's the way he grips his hand as well. It's like the two of them like clench fists together.
Yeah.
There's this like family love dynamic there. It is really, really good. And it's the way he walks away and we just hear the gunshot.
Walk away.
Yeah.
Stupid son of a bitch.
Like that, it's still like trying to be these men.
Aye.
Yeah, it's great.
He just walks away, and I love that. It's like the camera follows Blade.
Yeah. And there's no cheesy there's no cheesy dialogue when he meets Frost, and it's not like, I'm seeking my revenge. They don't need any of that. It's there. And then in sequel, he's somehow back. It does explain it.
It does explain it a bit. It's just they managed to get him in time before he turned.
The vampires did, but why would they have went back?
Were they trying to like get his like technology and try and work out what he'd sort of?
I can't really remember in the sequel. I would be jumping, but I think it's something like they went back and tried to turn him, but then Blade found him or something like that.
I can't remember. I watched it, but it's fucking good.
Blade 2 is good.
It's a good film.
Yeah.
Del Toro as well making it.
Yeah, it's true.
They're like, what?
My last kind of note for Blade is when they go to Peril, right? And they start melting them, and then he shows them where the scrolls are. They're behind another fridge. So you've got the rave scene behind a freezer door. This is behind a fridge door. If I was Blade, I'd just be checking every fridge.
Yeah.
It seems to be the secret is to hide it behind the fridge. It's so weird. What do you think of the religious kind of side of it with the scrolls? And I think it's interesting as well that you've got this old vampire society who are not interested in their old religion. And then you've got Frost, who's this kind of new rebellious figure who is interested in history. And that's quite ironic in itself that the young ones are interested in the past. But then he's also using modern technology to kind of decrypt
it, speed up everything. Yeah, I think it's really cool.
So,
I really like it.
Do you think it goes into it enough? Like,
I think it could go into a bit more. I think that again, it's like there's a lot going on in the film. You're surprised how much they actually pack in. What was the runtime of this?
I think it's just shy of 2 hours, maybe.
Is it? Okay, that's a good bit of time.
I'll check just now.
But yeah, I think it's effective, and I'd love to have
2 hours exactly.
2 hours exactly. I'd love to find out a little bit more of it.
My part annoys me.
was basically a librarian.
Yeah.
Really, isn't it?
Yeah. My problem just with the religious things, it's not even a problem with the religious thing, I think it's fine. But when they blow it up with Whistler's bomb and make their escape, Blade manages to grip one little scrap of the scrolls, and from this little scrap, he unearths everything that they're trying to do and how he's the one, and that's a little bit of a stretch.
That is a bit of a stretch, isn't it?
You know, I mean, he gets the hard drive as well, I guess, from Pearl, but I just think they put that 2 and 2 together very fast.
Yeah, because Frost has been trying to find out this information for a long time. Yeah. It's just then wrapped up in that little part.
Do you know what it's like, mate? It's like, you know, you try to be an actor, me try to be a filmmaker for years and years and years, and then some influencer wanker just makes a quick TikTok, gets thousands of views, and suddenly they're starring and they're making a film. That's Blade's influencer to Frost.
So we need to burn librarians. Is that what we need to do to get ourselves known? Right, okay.
Also, I was looking at the poster for Blade, and Frost is like, it's Frost's eyes behind Blade, and the shot of Frost's eyes is very like 28 Days Later.
Right, isn't it?
Like that rage kind of poster.
Man, it's such a fucking cool film. Yeah. This. I guess we could kind of talk more about, I guess, the end. And, you know, with Frost then turns into Lamagre, revives the vampire blood god, and him and Blade have a one last showdown. Blade's sort of been taken, he's sort of been drained of his blood to revive the god, and then Karen finds him, takes him out of this sort of statue thing that he's in, and, you know, basically offers her blood to him to get his strength back. And he resists for a while, but then he's like, no, I'm knackered, I need some blood. He chows down.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that just being like, because it goes on for quite a while, and there's all the kind of gasping of it, and he's pulling her in closer and closer, and there's a lot of sort of panting and stuff, and it's
very sexual.
It's very sexual,
but so is all vampire stuff.
Yeah. But the climax is literally he's got enough, and he just sort of pulls his head back slow motion, and you see the fangs and the growls.
His cum face.
His cum face. Essentially, that's what it is. And the next thing you know, maybe I don't know how many seconds later, like he's dying.
Sorry, only last seconds as well.
And he picks up his bag. That's it. He picks up his bag, or his the thing that's holding the what are they called?
Throws Karen a towel.
There's a flip into the middle of the temple,
yep.
Lands, and the music starts. But then I think somebody throws. Who throws the glasses?
Oh,
someone throws glasses when he catches them and goes like that, and he puts them on.
Must be Karen.
And then it's after doing that, she's like, "Here, you've got your glasses."
Yeah, I don't know, but somebody. Yeah, I remember that. I remember catching it. And then also Frost, they have a sword fight.
Yeah.
Where does Frost get his sword?
Yeah.
One thing we haven't spoke about is how cool Blade's handle of the sword is, where if it's not his fingerprints, there's many blades in the handle that shoot out and chop your hand off. That is how Quinn gets his second hand chopped off.
Yeah. Does someone else not hold it though?
No.
Did Karen not get it for a
Karen touches it just with a finger, and she's analysing it, and the blade's pinging her face.
That's right.
So she knows at that point.
Score.
Yeah. Man. It's a good film.
Good film.
Yeah.
It's a good film.
So what do you think of Blade 2 and 3 then?
I really like Blade 2. They play a lot more with, like, I think some of the CGI looking back on it, with like I always remember the scene where it's towards the start of the film.
It's in the warehouse, isn't it?
It's in the warehouse.
Cartoon now.
And it's like, it's not
good.
It doesn't look good. It doesn't age well. But
they don't move like humans, that's why.
Yeah. Just look so bizarre.
It looks like a computer game.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. It's a shame.
But I think I really like watching it. It's been a good few years since I've watched it, but I love the sort of the idea of the team that has been trained to essentially kill Blade,
and then have to work together.
And then it's like, we were trained to kill you, but we need you to help us kill this fucking thing.
And what are they called again? I can't remember. And how are they made? So these are the creatures. We won't spoil too much for those that haven't seen it. But basically, their chin splits down the middle, and their mouth opens in like 3 parts. So it's like your top lip, and then your left and right side of your bottom lip moves up. It's almost like Predator-like.
Yeah, it's almost like a
sucker
mutation, isn't it?
Yeah,
the vampire is.
But it's very cool. Very cool. Ron Perlman's in it.
Ron Perlman's great in it, isn't he? He's such a prick in this film.
He's playing the same character as the character he plays in Alien Resurrection.
Aye, pretty much, aye. Reinhardt, Whistler. Okay, and Whistler's obviously back. We spoke about that.
Yeah.
Norman Reedus comes in as Scud.
Norman Reedus, yeah.
Yeah. Luke Goss is Nomak. He's the big bad in this film. Guillermo del Toro's director, which is just wild. No, I think it's a good film. I can't remember the name of the sort of race of vampires. Reapers,
yeah. But it's good. And then what about Blade
podcast?
What about Blade 3?
Trinity, I only seen once, and I had a bag of cans when I was watching it years ago, when I was about maybe, I don't know, 20.
Yeah.
20. I just remember, I don't know, I'd may have to go back and watch it, but
He tries to lean into the humour too much, like
because Ryan Reynolds.
it's the birth of Ryan Reynolds, I would say, in a way. Ryan Reynolds is great playing the Ryan Reynolds type character, but there's a lot wrong with it. It's all about the vampires are trying to release Dracula, who's played by Dominic Purcell, who people will know as Link from Prison Break. Triple H is in it as well.
I did not know that. Is he?
Yeah.
Wow.
Jessica Alba.
Okay.
As well. But like it's just bits don't make sense. Like she has to put in her she has to put on her iPod to kill. Like she goes into her own wee trance. There's just things like that. I think she's like Whistler's granddaughter or something, or daughter.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil too much, but it's an okay watch. But there's one scene where Wesley Snipes was being a bit of a dick, a bit of a diva, and we refused to open his eyes for a scene. So they had to CGI his eyes over his eyelids, and it looks awful. But this is where like he was fighting against it, and this was kind of the downfall. We started the downfall of Wesley Snipes.
Okay.
So, but it's like it's what they did with like Terminator. You start off as an 18 with the original, and then by the time you get to the third, it's like a 12A.
That's better.
There's like a Chihuahua vampire and stuff in it. It's just it's trying to be funny.
Heavy in the effects, maybe as well at that point.
Again, I've only seen it 2 or 3 times. I do like Ryan Reynolds in it though. I do. And then obviously, as you spoke about, we had Wesley Snipes back for Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
Just enough screen time to bring back some memories. There's actually a little nod to Ryan Reynolds being in Blade Trinity. And I think there's a bit where like Wesley Snipes says, "I still don't like you."
Oh, okay.
Which is a little pun because I think they didn't get on.
I think you're right. I don't think they did.
So there's things like that in there which is quite good. And then, as I said earlier, Ryan Reynolds is champion for Wesley Snipes to get one last Blade outing. And then there was the cancelled Blade film, Marvel Blade film with Mahershala Ali. Probably not pronouncing that right.
Which I saw something like that the other day. I think it's dead. I think
it's dead in the water. Yeah, I'd have liked to have seen it. I would have liked to have seen him as Blade. I think he'd have been a really cool young Blade.
It'd be cool if you saw, or if they did it where you took something that you're thinking about playing this character and then literally doing like a 2-minute thing with him, putting it out there to see.
Well, that's what they did.
You see it?
That's what they did with Deadpool. So the original Deadpool was leaked. It was like a leaked scene.
I remember that.
And then the fans went mad.
Fans went mad.
But it still needs a well-written story, man.
I suppose. It's just I guess with like, it's like Blade's up there with Hugh Jackman, Wolverine. You just, I don't know, the thought of somebody else playing him.
I know. But I think he was like quite cool and slick, but he's now pushing like 50. So he's too I would say he's getting too old now.
Who?
The Ali guy.
Oh, he is. Oh,
he must be like 51. Do you know what I mean? So, what would you rate Blade? Uh,
4.5 out of 5.
Nice, man. I would actually give it 5 out of 5.
I would.
I mean,
yeah, I'm going to go 5.
5 out of 5. Me too. 5 out of 5 hands since Quinn lost his stance.
Yeah, it's just the quotes from him like, "I've got a new head. I can't wait to kick your ass." Like, what is it? It's like, "I've got another head. Look at this. Yes, I'm going to fuck you up." You're like, mate, do you believe yourself?
Yeah. Do you know who would make a good? He's probably too old now, but who would have made a good? I don't know why, but I think he would have made a good Whistler as Michael Fassbender if he could get the accent right. Because he's got quite a hardened like loss. He's got a face of loss.
Michael Fassbender at the end, man. The one with the actual remember this with the sort of pre-credits kind of scene in Blade. Because at the end of the film, Karen offers the serum that because she's kind of found it, and he's like, "It will turn you human." He's like, "I need to keep doing what I'm doing so I can,
fight for this city
and stuff." And then it kind of fades out and it opens again, and you're in Moscow, snow, and you're like, what the fuck is going on here? And then there's this sort of scene where guy and women are walking down this sort of courtyard and it's snowing, and it's, you know, she's having a laugh. They're all just been out for a drink or something. And then he just starts getting quite violent with her, and he speaks to her in Russian about something. And as he's about to bite, you know, you just hear him going like a whistle, and he just sort of goes, "Hey, comrade." And then this guy turns around and Blade's just standing there
in the snow.
You're just like, fuck, this is brilliant.
Yeah.
Can't remember what he says, but he says something in Russian. Then the vampire starts to approach him, and he gets closer. The leather jacket flicks back.
It's a knife.
Blade comes out. Cut.
Yeah.
Done.
What a cool name as well, Blade.
It's so good, man.
And then Del Toro was like, scrap all that, I'm doing my own thing.
It just hit me at Quinn's bad line when he was like, we're going to be naughty vampire gods. Remember?
Yeah.
We're going to be a naughty god.
Here's something I want to, I kind of want to try and start up for the podcast.
Okay. I have no idea what he's going to do. So it's a surprise for me.
And I'll try and, we'll try and just make sure we do it every episode. What's your favourite kill or scary moment? Can be either or.
Favourite kill or scary moment? Is there yours?
I would probably actually just go with, I know it's not scary, but I would actually go with Udo's death.
Udo's death. Okay, I think that's up there as well. I'll go with Callum's co-worker when he gets eaten by Quinn or bitten in the neck with Quinn.
Nice.
The Officers is quite good as well, though. I'll go with him. Let's go with that.
Cool. Would you like me to go first with my creative recommendation?
Oh, I would indeed.
Okay. My creative recommendation this week is a TV show called Whitechapel. You were actually in on New Year's Day when I was watching a little bit of it. It's quite old. I think it's like started in 2002, something like that. It's 4 seasons, and it's about cops in Whitechapel in London trying to solve crimes. So it's kind of got that horror element, but I won't spoil too much. But season 1 is set modern day, and as a serial killer killing people the same as Jack the Ripper. Season 2 kind of goes into the craze, and then season 3 and 4 is other like kind of small crimes that I won't spoil too much. So there's 4 seasons. I'm on season 4 at the moment. But if you like serial killer stuff, then it's kind of worth having a wee watch at that.
Enjoy
it's not, yeah, I mean, it's not 5 out of 5 or anything like that, but it's nice. Stick it on before bedtime, Monday to Friday type.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so.
Nice. I'm going to go old school in this one. I recently rewatched John Carpenter's The Fog.
Nice.
Man, I hadn't seen it in a good few years. I watched it on, I think it was Blu-ray. And just a great old school kind of ghost story. That always terrified me as a kid. And I think it's still got a bit of, it's still impactful. But what I loved most about it was just the setting. And it's funny because like Jamie Lee Curtis is in it. I always forget she's in it. She's kind of like a secondary character to June Barbara and stuff like that. It's just really, really good, solid film if you haven't seen it.
Nice. Well, that brings us to the end of Blade. From now on, please only ice skate downhill.
Yeah, just ice skate downhill. I feel like there's a couple of one-liners that we're missing, but anyway, we'll get to them another time.
And so if you're loving what you're hearing, then please remember to rate and review us on Apple and Spotify. You can follow The Horror Cut on Instagram at The Horror Cut Show. We are also on Twitter. And there's a Facebook group called The Horror Cut Show where you can drop your comments, leave your reviews of the films that we're covering. And join us next time as we discuss...
The Hitcher.
No.
Damn it. Resident Evil. Resident Evil!
Thanks. Bye.
We'd better get back, because it'll be dark soon, and they mostly come at night. Mostly.
I guess everyone's entitled to one good scare, huh?
We're friends to the end, remember?
This is the end, friend.